CJ Carr, quarterback 1, Notre Dame announced. No surprise there. I think everybody expected that as well. Let's roll right into the Notre Dame preview then. Notre Dame, give me your thoughts, Dylan.
Yeah, last year, 101st in pass yards, 19th in rush yards. That's obvious with Riley Leonard. 400 yards per game and the 11th best defense in terms of total yards allowed. CJ Carr coming in, labeled a pocket passer via ESPN's recruiting tool, which is going to be very interesting because the calling card of the offense this year, I think, is going to be Jeremiah Love in the run game. The ever-existing question is going to be, was Jeremiah Love able to succeed in the run game because of Riley Leonard's rushing ability? You know, they have linebackers having to make reads on options. You had to respect Riley Leonard's rush ability. Is having a pocket passer going to hurt Jeremiah Love's upside offensively? I think that's probably the biggest question we have to ask. The defense is going to be good again. There's tons of continuity on the defense. Again, it's just, does losing Riley Leonard's ability to rush affect the offense in a major way? Because it looks like CJ Carr is not going to be doing a lot of that. That's the biggest question I have. The offensive line returning a lot of pieces. The right tackle and the left guard both played tons of snaps, decently rated, actually pretty well rated. The rest of the offensive line, they're returning, but they were I think that's the question. CJ Carr, what are we going to get? Karter, do you think that losing Riley Leonard affects the Jeremiah Love's ability in the run game at all?
Yes and no. I mean, it's just how you look at it. If CJ Carr is able to actually throw the ball and dice up defenses, then it's going to open it up way more for Jeremiah Love. But yeah, I think that's the ultimate question: is what do you get out of CJ Carr, and what's it like going from a mobile quarterback that's kind of a dual threat, more of a running quarterback, to a straight pocket passing quarterback? Jeremiah Love has to be able to stay healthy this year. That's the other main thing is if he doesn't stay healthy, this Notre Dame team probably isn't making the playoff and definitely is not a national title contender. So it rests on him. CJ Carr, don't know what to expect, to be honest. But you go through the schedule, Dylan, their win total is 10.5 right now on FanDuel. It's not the lightest schedule.
No, it's not. And this is exactly what I wrote down. There's a real chance through the first 5 games they're 3-2. That's not crazy. Miami and Texas A&M losses, and then you drop one. You won't drop one to Purdue. Arkansas, Taylor Green, sneaky, just kind of sneak up on you. And then Boise State, I think they're going to take a step back from last year. I don't think they're going to be as bad as everybody says they're going to be, but real good chance. I would see 3-2 is really possible. 2-3 in the cards as well, first 5 games. But then it kind of lightens up after that.
Yeah, but even then, you're still going power 4. Like there's nonstop. The only I see legitimately like 3-4 guaranteed wins on the schedule. I think it's Purdue, Navy, Boston College, Stanford.
Really? Syracuse?
Steve Angeli revenge game?
That's a great point. I don't know. I don't know if I only see that.
Obviously, I think they win that game, but like bona fide, no shot they lose those games. And I know everyone's going to make Northern Illinois jokes and say, "Oh, well, no game's a gimme for Notre Dame now." But look, those 4, you could throw Syracuse in there, fine, 5 games. They can't lose 2 is the issue for this win total. I would take the under on the win total, to be honest. I think
there's a good chance they lose the first 2 games of the year.
I think 10-2, 9-3 is right on the money, then it becomes a question of 10-2 Notre Dame gets in, no questions asked.
You think?
Yes, especially if you're comparing it to last year, 10-2 Notre Dame, especially if they win one of the Miami A&M games. I would
say a 10-2. Especially if you're operating on the assumption that Boise State might not be ranked by the time they play them, 10-2, and you lose the first 2 games of the year to Miami and Texas A&M, I don't think they get in.
But I think the committee kind of proved last year that, okay, if you're Indiana, you don't have to beat any ranked teams and you go 11-1. You know, the loss.
But that's the difference. That's the difference, sir. 11-1.
But these are better teams they're playing against, because I think Indiana still gets in if they would have gone 10-2 with a loss against Penn State last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. I don't know. I don't know how. It's tough to view how they.
Now 9-3,
Notre Dame is not in a conference.
9-3, no. And the other thing is, you also have to think about, look, call it like you see it, brand recognition matters in this sport, and the fact that Notre Dame was so successful last year in the 12-team playoff, they're going to give them that nod if it's a tiebreaker. If it's Notre Dame and someone else that's tied, you go, well, Marcus Freeman and this team, we know they can compete in the playoff. We know they can win in this playoff format. We're going to give Notre Dame the nod here. 10-2, they're in. 9-3, I think they're for sure out, in my opinion.
9-3, I think they're out, and we're having this conversation. I don't even think it's going to come down to it, because I do think they lose the first 2 weeks of the season, and then they just have to drop one more somewhere. I could see Boise. I could see at Arkansas. Pitt, maybe. Like, there are some tricky spots here. Boston College, even maybe.
USC's not going to be a run of the park.
There are opportunities here for this team to lose, and if, God forbid, if Jeremiah Love gets injured, this team is in a heap of trouble, I think.
So you're going under.
I'm going under, and spoiler alert, I don't have them in the playoffs. I do not have them in the playoffs.
I don't have them in the playoff. We'll get into it.
It's tough. It's tough. But, I mean, really, you look at the schedule here, you lose the first two, you just got to drop one more. It's not that I'm like, Notre Dame fans are going to come out of their necks. I'm not saying you guys are a bad team. Those first two games are tough, and to have your season rest on Jeremiah Love offensively, the defense is going to be fine. I think that's tough, and I don't think he's going to be as effective as he was with Riley Leonard as quarterback.
Yeah, it just comes down to, if you think they go 10-2, they're in. 9-3, no. I would not. If you're taking over 10.5 wins for this Notre Dame team, you're crazy.
Yeah, you have to be. Or if you do, you just aren't. You aren't that high on Texas A&M. Probably. That's probably what you're thinking.
Yeah, but I feel like there's legitimately 4 slip-up spots for sure on the schedule.
Give them to me.
Notre Dame, Miami. Miami. Miami, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I would argue at Pitt, and I'd probably argue USC.
So you're really not respecting Boise State?
No. But even then, okay, you can throw Boise State in there too if you want.
I was going to say, they're heavy favorite to win the Mountain West, even with Jeezy
Yeah, but
gone.
we'll get into that in our G5 portion of the show.
Yes, we will. All that being said, Notre Dame under, I think, and that could be a winning bet September 14th.